Hello everybody, welcome to another video tutorial. On this video tutorial we're going to be going over the cell format tool, and this tool is going to allow you to add background images, colors into your cell. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, let's assume this hello world was a title of an article. Okay, and then down here we're gonna assume all of these E's were the article already written. This is just going to be a quick example of what the cell tool does. Okay, so let's assume this is our article. Let's go ahead and press OK. And now let's go ahead and enter the cell format. Okay, as you can see, we have our background style right here, our preview over on the right, and our options over at the bottom right. Okay, so now what we can edit is we can edit the background of our cell format. We could go ahead and put it blue, and now as you can see it is blue. Okay, now let's go ahead and assume we have another cell down here. Let's go ahead and put hello world, press OK, and now let's go ahead and put it pink. Now let's go ahead and test this, and as you can see the color of this cell is now pink. We have two different cells of two different colors. This tool is basically allows us to create a more professional looking website if you know how to use the tool. Remember that you have to be a little creative on how to use all of the tools, because you can really do some great things once you really put some work in him. Okay, now let's go over the gradient. You can also add some cool gradient onto your background. Let's go ahead and put a gray gradient onto this awesome cell. Okay, you can also adjust the position of the gradient by its percentage. Okay, direction, you can choose the direction of your gradient. If you want it horizontal, if you want it vertical, horizontal double. Okay, I'm going to show you what this does. Now let's position. Okay, and it's basically gonna allow us to add cool effects to our cells. I'm pretty sure that you've seen websites that have used to change the cells of the background in order to make their website more professional. Maybe sometimes they put images instead of text, and they edit the color of the cell in order to make it look more professional, more colorful. Okay, now another thing you can do is you can add an image into your background in order to make it look even more professional. Okay, if you know image editing, you can add an image into your cell to make it look more professional. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this image right here. And as you can see, this is how I did my contact me pages. Okay, if you're over at my website, you're gonna see that in the contact me I put an image into my cell background. Okay, and the way I did this, I made the image on Photoshop, but you can also do it on the you can also do it with the tutorials that I have on my download sections, and it's pretty much the same thing, and it ends up with the same quality. Okay, so right here you have the button fit to cell in order to fit your image to the cell. And now as you can see, it adjusted my image to the cell. Okay, now then down here, if you don't choose the fit to cell option, you're gonna have the options if you want to repeat the image. Maybe you have a pattern alignment to align the image if you want it to the center. Now it's centered. Okay, If you want it to the right, and it'll be positioned to the right. Okay, now over here on the border width, it's going to allow you to introduce a border into your text. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and choose a quick border, and as you can see now, my cell has a cool looking border. Okay, let's change it from color. Very, very simple. I'm telling you, if you know how to use these tools, you're going to be able to create awesome websites. And it's not much of knowing how to use them, but it's more of putting your creativity to work in order to make some cool looking website. Okay, so as you can see, what I move right here is inner margin. It's going to add some margin into our text. Okay, so it's going to adjust it to the cell. Let's go ahead and put more margin. Okay, and now it has a less margin. So I hope you are able to use all of these tools creatively, but even though I'm going to be adding some cool tutorials on how to design them, how to use them over at the download section. Okay, so make sure you check those out. They're going to be really, really useful. Now let's go over the text. Right here on the text, you can add a title to your cell. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the title "Hello World." Okay, now we can choose the color of our background. Let's go ahead and put it red. The text color, the font, we can adjust the font of our title. Okay, let's just let it load. There we go. We can align to the left, align to the center. Hello World is centered. And I hope you have time to check out my website so you are able to see how I used all of these tools in order to make it look professional. Okay, now over here below the title, we can introduce a description for this cell. Okay, we can go how to make a website. This is more useful when you're introducing images into a cell. You can use a description on what the images are, or what describe the images that you have introduced into the cell by okay. You can introduce the color of the description. Is very, very easy, the font, the alignment, and you can also choose a link to where you want your description to link. Okay, so say for example right now we want it to link to page 1. Okay, we're going to test that in a moment. When you click it, it'll take me to page 1. Okay, you can also put it to link to another website, to an pop-up. Okay, now let's go over the title as image. This allows you to customize your title by creating it as an image. Okay, and down here you have the shapes. So as you can see, Websites 5 already gives you a boost on image editing and all of this stuff for your cells. Okay, there we go. Hello World. Now this tutorial was a very quick tutorial introducing you to the cell format. Like I said, it's a very, very useful tool. Okay, a very, very useful tool that if you know how to manage and you know how to be creative with it, you can create high quality websites. I recommend going over some sites and kind of looking at them and how you can use tables, the cell format tool, in order to create something that other people have already done before. Okay, so thank you for watching this tutorial. Go ahead and keep watching the tutorials below. I hope you enjoyed it and have a nice day.